but it's looking away from the appearance that our physical eyes and our physical senses pick up, looking away from that and going to a higher place, going to a different consciousness to see it differently. Blessed are we, enriched are we, prospered are we when we do this, when we go to this point of being pure in heart, because we will see things from the consciousness of God. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Or in the words of my good friend, Reverend Bill Holton, who has done a metaphysical translation of all four Gospels, of this verse, he translates it metaphysically this way. We are blessed when, through the clarity of spirit, we are not fooled by outer appearances, for we shall view all things from our Christ consciousness. Grateful to be with you, grateful to be on this path with you. And so I invite you to go and see from your Christ consciousness, to go and be the best Christ that you can be. And so it is.
I want to do a song right now, and I think it's especially poignant because of all of the unrest that we've been having in our country. And I'm not going to describe the song. I want you to make it your own and get your own meaning out of it, but I will say this. Each of us makes a difference. Just before you say something you can't take away, take a breath and let it out. Try to think about what would love do now. Wondering if you should cross that line for good. Whatever you decide, ask yourself from inside, what would love do now? Everything is either an act of love or a cry for love. That's why for love we try for love. In the end, that's all we know that's real. Whether right or wrong doesn't matter, just as long as you let your heart decide. Ask yourself from inside, what will love do now? Doesn't matter, just as long as you let your heart decide. Ask yourself from inside, what would love do now? What would love do now? What would love do
Thank you, Ron, for that lovely message. We will take that into our hearts and apply it. Right now, we are at the part of the service where we put into practice a principle that we know, that God is our source. And we give from the understanding of that God is our source. So we now will take our love offerings, our tithes, whatever it is that you would like to donate, and take that into your hands or in your heart, and let's bless this. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I send forth this gift with my blessings and with my love. Thank you for supporting this community, and blessings to you all. Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. I know that I have been immeasurably blessed, and I'm sure you have as well. A special thank you to Reverend Ron for your beautiful message. We will apply that to our heart. Thank you to the different musicians that came out and helped out today. A special thank you to Daniel Nahmod and Sue Riley, and of course, Eddie Watkins. We are so blessed to have the support of these musicians. And right now I want us to end our service with the peace song and the affirmation being sung by our good friend B.A. Hoffman. Wish you all a wonderful week and look forward to seeing you again next Sunday. Let us now sing the peace song.
Surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yes, let peace begin with me. Have a wonderful week, folks.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. It is my honor and pleasure to be with you today in the comfort of your home. If you are visiting us for the very first time, my name is Reverend Luz Rev. I am the senior minister here of this wonderful, loving spiritual community. Unity of Citrus is a positive path for spiritual living, and everyone from all walks of life or from any faith is welcome to be here with us. We are honored to walk this journey alongside you. Our mission here is to create a loving, healing, accepting spiritual community that will honor you on your walk, your path to God. So when these doors open up, I invite you to come and join us. Be in the energy of our oneness and love that we share with one another. In the meantime, if you would like to know more about us, visit our website, unityofcitrus.org, and browse around, get to know a little bit about us. And if you feel so inclined, feel free to call the office and leave a message for me if you have any questions or just want to connect. And I will be happy to return your call. So look forward to hearing from you, and more importantly, to seeing you when these doors open up once again. Thank you for being with us today. Today we have a special guest. I'm so excited, a good friend and a very well-known minister. We welcome today Reverend Ronald L. Fritts. Ron was ordained through the field licensing program while serving as the minister of Unity of Quincy in Quincy, Illinois. His introduction to Unity was when he served as the director of music for Unity Temple on the Plaza in Kansas City. He has worked as a certified ministry skills consultant for Unity Worldwide Ministries since 2013. He served as president of the Great Lakes Unity Region and served on the Unity Worldwide Ministries Alternative Ordination and Credentialing team. Has a BA in religion from Anderson University. And Ron has been married to his beautiful wife, Cindy, for 33 years. They live in Valrico, Florida. They have 2 children, a wonderful daughter-in-law and son-in-law, 8 grandchildren, and they have also been foster parents with 7 children. His volunteer work has included being a court-appointed special advocate for foster children, an assistant baseball coach for John Wood Community College, singing in the Kansas City Chorale, and directing the Monroe City Singers. So today we welcome you, Reverend Ron Fritts, and we look forward to your meditation and to your message. Thank you for being with us today. So right now, what I would like us to do is to set the intention to be fully present in the moments that we will be together. So I invite you to be very comfortable wherever you are. And when you are ready, gently close your eyes. We close our eyes because the eyes are the windows to the world. We shut out the outer world to go within, to center ourselves in our heart, to become open and receptive. As we do that, we make the journey from the busyness of our mind with all the thoughts of what has happened and what needs to be done, and just shut off the busyness of the mind and begin to make the journey to your heart, where you will settle and set the intention to be open and receptive to whatever it is that Spirit wants to reveal to you today. Become full of gratitude for these moments that we have together, for the ability to connect, for the knowing that we are one no matter where we are, for the understanding that where we are, God is the universal power, spiritual power of the universe that holds all things together. Is right here where we are expressing through us, as us. So we are grateful and acknowledge this. And God is the ground of our very being, and that we are that very expression of God, the face of God. So this awareness, with this fullness of gratitude and love in our heart, we say thank you for the moments that we are together. We are ready and centered, open and receptive. And so it is. The light in me honors and salute the light in you as I say namaste.
Good morning, Unity of Citrus County. Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Reverend Luz, for having me. My name is Sue Riley, and I'm grateful to be here. Happy to see your faces, even in my mind. I invite you to sit back in your chair and sing along with this song, I Am Love. 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 Free to be the voice of love. Free to make the choice of love. I am peace. I am peace. I am peace. Free to be the voice of peace. Free to make the choice of peace. I am whole. I am whole. I am whole.
Good morning. My name is Kimberly, and I'm reading the Daily Word for Sunday, May 24. Today's daily word is faith. I invest my faith only in possibilities for good. The parable of the talents in the Gospel of Matthew tells the story of a wealthy man entrusting sums of money to 3 of his servants before leaving on a journey. When the man returns, he praises and rewards the 2 servants, who through wise investments have doubled the funds entrusted to them. A 3rd servant, who acting in fear, hid the money entrusted to him, receives no reward. The divine faculty of faith that is part of my spiritual inheritance is more valuable than money. I invest my faith wisely by believing and trusting that all possibilities for good are present, even where good has not yet manifested, and I act on that belief. My positively directed faith brings rich rewards in consciousness. You have been trustworthy in a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your master. Matthew 25:21.
I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is sacred love. I will leave this day, I will leave this day as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this day as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is sacred love. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. Go inside to find my God. I'll go inside to find my God.
As we enter this time of quiet contemplation and meditation, I invite you to just relax into whatever you're sitting in, or even if you're lying down, just allow your whole body to relax, be very comfortable, be at rest. Take a deep breath in and out. Notice your breathing. Just let it be normal, but notice life-giving breath coming in, going out. As you become aware of that, I invite you to just allow thoughts to pass, your mind to clear. And I want you to imagine that you are perhaps in a labyrinth like this, or perhaps in a beautiful garden somewhere. Notice what you see. Notice the colors. Listen to the sounds. Perhaps there are birds singing. Hopefully it's very quiet and you are just alone in this garden, noticing the beauty that's around you. Now just imagine that you did not have your sight or your hearing. Still with your thought, with your imagination, you could create this scene just as you are doing right now. You're seeing, you're hearing with your mind's eye and ears. So powerful is our thought. And so I invite you to go to your heart and to realize that this vision you're seeing and hearing is one that you can have, you can see and hear because you are divine, because you can look from the consciousness of God. So just feel that for a moment. Rest into that truth. The amazing power that is yours. And I invite you to just rest for a moment in that thought, in that feeling, in that knowing, in the silence. As you return your awareness, your vision, your hearing, your sights to this place, in this moment, take with you this realization that in this moment, you see, you hear, you think, you feel from the consciousness of the divine. In this moment, the purity of your heart blesses you, enriches you with the consciousness of God. And so it is. Amen. Good morning. I'm pleased to be with you this morning. I think so much of Reverend Luz, and I'm happy to help her have a little time off. I'm looking forward to the time that I can come and be with you in person and speak. But I'm grateful for the chance to do this today because it also gives me another growth opportunity for using this new technology. I want to speak to you today on the topic of being in the zone. And I want to relate that to one of the Beatitudes as part of the series that Reverend Luz is doing on the Beatitudes. And this one is, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." I like to play golf, and I'd like to tell you this is a picture of me playing golf because that's a beautiful course and a very nice looking form on that swing, but it's not. But I do like to play, and I was playing the other day, and the friend of mine that I was playing with said to me, "You remember when we talked about how occasionally all the parts of the game, your driving, your chip shots, your putting, it all comes together at the same time?" And I said, "Yeah, I remember talking about it. I haven't had too many of those experiences." But he said, "Well, I had one the other day." Being in the zone is something that is referred to quite often in sports of all kinds, but I think it also can apply to a musician being in the zone as they perform or as they write music, perhaps to an artist as they paint or create something like that. And I want to suggest to you today that it might apply to this beatitude. In Unity, we have a teaching that's pretty different from most traditional Christian teachings, and that is that we as humans are actually divine. We are God at the point of us. Think about that. God at the point of you. I don't experience that a lot, but on those rare occasions when I am really able to be in alignment with the truth, there is that experience of being sort of spiritually in the zone. Let me share with you a little more about what I'm thinking here. There's an affirmation that you might use in your service. Many Unity churches use it on Sunday mornings as part of their service. And it's something like this: "There is only one presence and one power in my life, God, good." I change it slightly to work better for me in terms of languaging, but it's very similar to what you have often spoken yourself, I'm sure. There is only one presence and one power in my life, God, good. Eric Butterworth, in his book, Discover the Power Within You, talks about this particular beatitude. And here's one of the things he says: "When you are pure in heart, when you are unalterably convinced that there is only one presence and one power, God the good, omnipotent, then you see God everywhere. You see good everywhere." Now, this is not a matter of sort of putting our head in the sand so that we don't see the bad things. It's not a matter of just calling everything good, sort of changing the label on what we see, but it is rather about seeing things differently, looking at things from a different viewpoint. It's about realizing and standing in our oneness with God, despite the appearance, despite what we're seeing in the outer. It's realizing that we are divine. It's coming to that point of being pure in heart where we view things from the consciousness of God, or from the Christ mind is another way of saying that. So let me say a little something about the work that will bring us to that point, because this is in us potential. This is what we have the potential as humans to be. But as you know, we show up as that sort of only when we're really aligned with that truth. So here's another quote from Butterworth's book. This requires discipline of thought, he says, for one does not easily see beauty in ugliness, life in sickness, or abundance in poverty. For sure. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed, meaning prospered, enriched. This is about doing the inner work to reach our potential, to reach our highest mind, our highest good. Shakespeare said, there's nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, was very big on thought. He talked a lot about that. Shakespeare talked a lot about that. And this is what Butterworth is saying as regards our seeing from God consciousness, our being pure in heart, not something magic, not something that just sort of shows up, not something that even comes automatically because we meditate and do some affirmations, but something that comes up from doing the inner work in our thoughts. Let me give you an example. If you would just close your eyes for a moment and imagine that you have in your hand a little Dixie cup, the little paper cups that you might have in your bathroom to wash your mouth out after you brush your teeth. Just a little, very small paper cup. And I want you to put that cup up to your mouth and spit into it. Just imagine that imagine that you're doing a DNA test, like I did a while back as a part of my ancestry work. Just put some saliva in that Dixie cup and then mentally see yourself setting that Dixie cup down in front of you. Now just pause for a moment and think about what you've just done. Think about what's sitting there in front of you. And now with your eyes still closed and your imagination still working very well, pick that cup up and drink it. You can open your eyes. It changed, didn't it? That very thing that you had in your mouth that you need very much to digest your food, that's critical to you, suddenly it had a kind of an unpleasant, icky thought when you thought about drinking it out of the cup. What changed? Your thought. Your thought changed how that looked to you. Thought is the work. And here's the practice. One more time from Butterworth. The church would do well to embark upon a new evangelism based upon the omnipresence of God, the good, and the practice of viewing life from the highest rather than the lowest point of view. You see, it's not just praying or meditating. It's not just going to church. And yet, this is, when we think about it, a huge thought, to think that humans are divine, to think that I am divine, that I am like God, that I have the potential to be God at the point of me. It's almost overwhelming. It's incredible to think about. And yet it seems to be precisely what Jesus was teaching, what he was demonstrating, what he came to experience and understand, and what he shared we could do and be. And as Butterworth points out in his book, this teaching is not so much about doing as it is about being different, being good, but being that from the point of our highest self, from the point of our consciousness. So there's work to do to get into that alignment and to express that. And Butterworth is suggesting that that's our role as those who have come to understand this teaching differently. It's our role to express that. It's our role to practice living from this higher point of view. Here's one spiritual practice that has become something that I do quite often. As I said at the beginning, I'm grateful to get to talk to you about this beatitude, because it's one I've been working on for quite a while, and I continue to work on as often as possible. And this is a spiritual practice that I have been using to both bring myself more into alignment with the teaching and to share the teaching with others. If you follow me on Facebook, if you go to any of my things on Facebook, you will quite often see that I repost some story that has occurred where people are doing good things. Some story where people have responded perhaps to a tragedy, perhaps to a difficult situation, and they've responded by doing something good. And it's not always obvious. And I post it, and with it, I post the phrase, "Look for the good." What has come to me is that we have to search for it, watch for it, be conscious of it, be looking for good that shows up. And when we see good showing up, it's God. Whether the person's being this way have a realization, as we do, that we are born divine, that our basic true spiritual nature is actually good, whether they realize it or not, they are being God at the point of them. They are expressing God. And so it's become important for me to be watching for that, to look for that. But then it's also important for me to look at situations that don't appear to be good, that appear to be evil or appear to be problems, to look at those and try to see it from a higher consciousness, to see good in it. Again, it's not just giving it a new label, but it's looking away from the appearance that our physical eyes and our physical senses pick up, looking away from that and going to a higher place, going to a different consciousness to see it differently. Blessed are we, enriched are we, prospered are we when we do this, when we go to this point of being pure in heart, because we will see things from the consciousness of God. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Or in the words of my good friend, Reverend Bill Holton, who has done a metaphysical translation of all four Gospels, of this verse, he translates it metaphysically this way. We are blessed when, through the clarity of spirit, we are not fooled by outer appearances, for we shall view all things from our Christ consciousness. Grateful to be with you, grateful to be on this path with you. And so I invite you to go and see from your Christ consciousness, to go and be the best Christ that you can be. And so it is.
I'm going to do a song right now, and I think it's especially poignant because of all of the unrest that we've been having in our country. And I'm not going to describe the song. I want you to make it your own and get your own meaning out of it, but I will say this. Each of us makes the difference. Just before you say something you can't take away, take a breath and let it out. Try to think about what would love do now. Wondering if you should cross that line for good. Whatever you decide, ask yourself from inside, what would love do now? Everything is either an act of love or a cry for love. That's why for love we try for love. In the end, that's all we know that's real. Whether right or wrong doesn't matter, just as long as you let your heart decide. Ask yourself from inside, what will love do now? Doesn't matter, just as long as you let your heart decide. Ask yourself from inside, what would love do now? What would love do now? What would love do now? What would love do now?
Thank you, Ron, for that lovely message. We will take that into our hearts and apply it. Right now, we are at the part of the service where we put into practice, well, a principle that we know, that God is our source. And we give from the understanding of that God is our source. So we now will take our love offerings, our tithes, whatever it is that you would like to donate, and take that into your hands or in your heart, and let's bless this. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I send forth this gift with my blessings and with my love. Thank you for supporting this community, and blessings to you all. Thank you, everyone, for being with us today. I know that I have been immeasurably blessed, and I'm sure you have as well. A special thank you to Reverend Ron for your beautiful message. We will apply that to our heart. Thank you to the different musicians that came out and helped out today. A special thank you to Daniel Nahmod and Sue Riley, and of course, Eddie Watkins. We are so blessed to have the support of these musicians. And right now I want us to end our service with the peace song and the affirmation being sung by our good friend B.A. Hoffman. Wish you all a wonderful week and look forward to seeing you again next Sunday. Let us now sing the peace song.
Surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yes, let peace begin with me. Have a wonderful week, folks.
Thank you.